Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Julia, or I'm Julia, and this is a library card education. And today I'm getting into my family supplement sort of ish video. Don't know how anything is going to work out. Don't know how I'm going to plan it out. I'm being mean mugged by a rooster at my back door right now. He's the mean one. You gotta watch out for him. Not sure how all of this is going to work out. It never pans out. I've never been that person that can do morning basket. I don't really have the wherewithal to have a separate family time than individual studies. I don't know what it is. I just mentally, it's a me thing. I can't make it work. And maybe that'll change as all of my littles kind of come up into their own. So I'm not juggling Cheerio explosions and puzzle explosions and siblings putting each other in headlocks. It might get better when things calm down. So all of this is in theory. I will be using it one way or another somehow, but I've had a lot of people ask me how I schedule all these things. Truth be told, I don't even know how I schedule all these things. I don't know how I do it. I don't know. It's kind of just shooting from the hip and woo, let's just see what happens. That's how I roll. So first things first, just wanted to show you, because in my kindergarten, my first graders video, I said 5 in a row. I want this to be for more than just one child. How I'm gonna make that work, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I can do that can bring my 6th grader into this. And that will most likely be through go-along books, research topics that are associated with the themes in these books. But I wanted to show you, this is volume 2 of the old style. This is volume 2 of the newer style. So really it doesn't matter. They both function. It's just a matter of, do you want the printables already in the book and you don't mind breaking your spine to use the printables? Or do you want to find these and use the PDF download of all the printables? That's up to you. But when I say my books are full of notes and research, it's just, I have writing everywhere and even on the front covers. So whatever's gonna work for you, whatever's gonna be cheapest for you. And there's some libraries. I know when we lived in Florida, they had 5 in a row and Life of Fred available on their shelves. So see, maybe your library has it. To go along with that, we have 5 in a row nature study guides. I kind of preferred when they did their nature study as a download available from their old website versus these. I've read these a few times and sometimes I can make it work, sometimes I can't, but I'm going to stop being so ADHD and I'm going to try to focus for more than 5 seconds and actually try to implement this without going into massive chaos in my brain being sidetracked. We're gonna see how that works. But there's poems, there's art projects, there's picture study, there's psalms, there's all these things that you can do. And what I was doing was I was just kind of printing things off and adding them into our units instead of flipping through this book and going page by page. I just kind of wing it like that. But it's up to you how you want to use this. And then I had somebody give this to me recently, and I think I saw this on christianbooks.com. This has glare, so I'll do this. There, now you can see. This is a Protestant company, a Protestant book, so for my Catholic viewers, just know that going into this. But I have so many of the books that this author calls for. So many of these. And I thought it would be awesome to use this as a go-along for nature studies. I mean, so many great books. I love that. I love when you compare great books with projects to do. Not very Charlotte Mason-esque, but it's a lot of fun. History. Because we are doing multiple history books, having my 1st grader and my 6th grader together. My 8th grader will probably want to join depending on what we're working on that particular day or week. So the first thing is America's Story. And this will be just plucking chapters out and using them as needed. Not all of these chapters are suitable for Catholic families. They're just not. And so we will be skipping those, and we'll be going through and using the ones that apply to us and our style. And having fun with that, because what we use for our history as Catholics doesn't always go into that stuff. That is Tan's Story of a Civilization. And my 6th grader has been asking me to do some of the projects in these books for years. And I'm like, no, I can't do that because I'm not a crafty mom. I can't get out the glitter. I'm gonna die one of these days. Someone's gonna ask where I'm at. And I will have to have my husband explain that she gave in to one of these projects and glitter exploded everywhere. I had a heart attack and died. And then our children turned into the Lord of the Flies because that's what's gonna happen. I just know it. But some of these are good. Some of them are coloring. Some of them are word searches. Some of them are little flip books that you make. I can handle those, but oh my gosh, glue and glitter and scissors. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. But we're gonna try because she's been begging for mom to just do the crafty stuff. And I'm like, oh. So pray for me, y'all. I need it. We're gonna start a family history timeline notebook. I worked on one for my daughter, my oldest daughter, when she was much younger, and I would help her write her own timeline book. So in her book, she's got handwriting from when she was in 3rd grade on up to this past year. And it's just very cute to see that progression for her and the things that she found interesting and fun all those years ago. And even though Charlotte Mason groups tell you not to do that, we did it, we loved it. I'm so grateful for that experience. So we're gonna start a family timeline notebook. My 6th grader has her own. Hers is a pink cover. I decided to do the funky cover because I like funky, and I can tell mine apart just based on the spine on my bookshelf. An easy grab. This is marked as BC and AD, so this is Christian timeline. And that's all it is. It's School Nest from Amazon on grid paper. You can print out pictures and put it in here. You can just write with archival pens, which is what we do. Let's see, my husband bought me a little funky thing last year that I never figured out how to use, but it's, if you think of the concept of a Polaroid, but it prints on a receipt paper. It's the best way that I can describe that. So we're gonna try to use that. He found it for me like on Amazon Prime Day for like 20 bucks, but I figured if it's receipt style paper, it'll go in those notebooks without making your notebook kind of fan out and balloon out. So we're gonna see how that works. But then you can put the artist or composer or the history figure's actual portrait in there, or you can print out pictures of landmarks, famous landmarks, if you don't want your child to sketch it, or if your child just doesn't want to sketch it. That's an option for you. I've had some people ask me about the Catholic Geography Bee, so I'm putting it here so you can see what it looks like on the cover. And let's see. So famous natives from, and native is not as in, you know, Indian, indigenous, but someone that was born there. So this particular section goes through all your famous people from this particular state or each region. So you've got Alabama, Arizona, California. It's all alphabetical order. It's very dense. It's not easy to find all of your information, and it doesn't necessarily go into the Catholic information, but it's made for Catholic families. It's Catholic heritage curriculum from years ago. I've not seen it on their site recently. It's from 2001. So if that interests you, you can try looking for it. Let's see here. Cantering the Country, Rainbow Resources, love them. Go check them out. Give them a like and subscribe. They're amazing people. And their consultants are so much fun to talk to. They have such wonderful personalities. And a few of them have some really funny personalities. I like joking around with them. But this, you can buy print, or you can buy the PDF of this and the Galloping the Globe. So this is a book list of books that go along with each state. A lot of these will be hard to find at your library, but you can put in a request at your library and they will go find that for you somewhere within your state. And if they can't find it, they will usually be able to find you an adequate substitute. So keep your library working for you, keep your tax dollars working for you, And as someone on a library board, let me tell you, it helps you, your community library, when you go in there and you request books. It keeps those numbers flowing into your library and they get more funding so they can buy more books that you request. So you have all of your lists, and this will break it down into history, science, literature. You've got your little go along. Some people find that to be busy work. Some kids like it. It's up to you. And that's what this is. And there's recipes, but there's also a recipe guide that goes along with this. It's about half the size. It's white with a chef on the cover. I don't know what it's called, but you can get that too if you want recipes specifically for each state. Or you can just do this next one, master books. We are doing this. I should get this out. It's over on my bookshelf. I don't have it out right now. But Passport to America. And this is broken up into states. I don't know what this little thingy is. Oh, it comes with a little passport. And it goes through your states. And the food that's famous with the area, in this case, Arkansas, has fried pickles. You crazy Arkansans. Is that what you're called? Fried pickles, disgusting. Steamed burgers, might try that. Jambalaya or jambalaya, depending on how you pronounce it. And if you want the recipes, where to go? You will find that in here. So you have your state flag, you'll have word searches, you'll have fill in the blanks, you'll have crossword puzzles, you'll have recipes, you'll have famous landmark ideas, and it kind of shakes things up depending on the state, so it's not exactly the same thing over and over again. And just to show this gets into the Civil War time period. Again, we'll pull things out as needed. All right, this next one. Don't unsubscribe, don't hate me, don't throw shade, because I'm gonna show you 3 go-along books that would be considered controversial today. These are picture books. These were once in wide distribution, including Chicago public area schools, because that's where this particular book came from. I'll be prepared to get the shade. Don't cancel me, YouTube. These are pro-Confederacy picture books, because I think it's important for your children to learn both sides of the story instead of just being told one side and being told that's the only thing you're allowed to know, that's the only thing you're allowed to ever grapple with. I want my children to learn how to think, not what to think. I want them to see and be able to discern both sides and extrapolate the information from both sides and figure out where it is that they stand, and they can see the pros and cons for themselves. We can discuss history, we can discuss the errors, we can discuss the mistakes and the travesties, along with celebrate the things that are good. And I don't want my children just to always focus on bad, 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 bad. I want them to see that through every time period, there's always good. I mean, look at the time period that we're living in right now. There's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of suffering, both in our country and around the world, but there's still beautiful things to be had. And there's always a silver lining out of every struggle, out of every tragedy. And I just want them to be able to look at that, and I want them to be able to learn how to see that and discern that for themselves. So again, don't unsubscribe, but that's kind of where I come from. I thought about doing beautiful books. They have an older edition of Holling C. Holling's books where you can map through Holling C. Holling's. And we might do something similar, but I went on Amazon years ago. This is the label. So make sure you can see it. And it's literally a giant floppy pack of 24 blank maps. So I thought what we could do, it's almost as big as this map. So just, this is a 3x4, 2x4, something like that. I figured we can go through here, and not only can they map their state capitals, we can map famous landmarks, we can put in mountain ranges and rivers and other topography, we can do famous battles of Civil War and the American Revolution. We can put in Catholic dates and events and missionaries, all sorts of stuff. This is so very open-ended that you can be as creative as you want with it. You can put stickers on there. You can put national parks. That's one of the books that I have that I did not get out. That's also going to be a part of our studies. My oldest is going to be looking at national parks. That's how she's going to do U.S. geography this year. So she can take this and she can map her national parks of every state in our country. So a creative idea for you, and with 24 maps, you can do different maps for different things. You can focus just on battles for one, on natural formations on another, however you want that to work. And go along reading books. We have from Master Books, Animals of the Ark. This will be fun for all of my children. I'm sure my oldest will want to read this one as well. Let me see here. Oops, it's sliding up. I did get it. To go back a little bit, this was the geography guide for Beautiful Feet books, if you can find it. This is what it looks like, and it's for the Holling C. Hollings, and that's rated for your intermediate levels. You can do it with elementary. You can even do it with high school. You're the teacher. You do what you want. But that's the books. And you can usually find them at your library as well under children's classic literature. There are 5, only 4 are pictured. Back to the master books. God, DNA, and You. So going into the uniqueness of each creation, whether it's human, plant, animal. So refuting, even bacteria, refuting evolution. Because we have so many resources that are pro-evolution, but not very many for creation. I got this during their 30% off sale. I figured so many of these are in our area. We can add that to our map. We can add this to nature studies. There's so many different ways that you can use something like this. And she loves owls. My first grader loves them. She has a whole bed full of squishable owls. In her first grade book, or first grade reveal video, I talked about Catholic mosaic, and I had mentioned Christmas mosaic. Well, I got it out so you can see. Again, Hillside Education. And it goes through Advent. Books, crafts, prayers, all of that. It is not for Latin Mass, as in it was not intended to be used for Latin Mass. It's for New Mass, but you can easily modify and adapt this however you want. Make it work for you. Doesn't matter which flavor of Catholic you are. Make that one work for you. And to show you before 5 in a row and more before 5 in a row. So these are going to give me the ideas of how to work in my youngers. And there's a book in there that we did with my oldest too, called Going on a Bear Hunt, that classic book. And we did it annually up until my oldest was in 6th grade. It became an annual tradition in our home. We always waited until the leaves were turning colors, and being up here in Wisconsin, when leaves start turning colors, you'll have 80 degrees and then you will have 40 degrees and you'll get snow and rain and all of that. So I always waited for a week when we would get a lot of that weather experienced in that one week, so that we could go going on a bear hunt. And it became part of that annual tradition that Mom has to hold on to. So now I have 4 more littles that I can do those beautiful things with. And so we'll do Going on a Bear Hunt, and we'll combine that with 1980s Winnie the Pooh, and we'll probably watch that movie on a Wednesday for those blowy, snowy, rainy Wednesdays of the fall. And that's all I have for you. Let me know if you found this helpful. Do you have questions? Do you have comments? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000+ subs because I think I'm gonna have a biggish announcement, something that I've been encouraged to do for many, many, many years, and I haven't done it because I lack the confidence to do something like this, but I might do it now. If I get enough subs, I can start getting that ball rolling. Let me know what you think. I always love engaging with my commenters. I have the best commenters on YouTube. You guys are fabulous. You keep me going, and I love you. Thank you, and I'll see you later.